a shot to win it. They've been in every game outside of the first Lions game. You know what I'm saying? And then we can debate how that went. That's a completely different team week 2 than what they are right now. So that's why I love our chance. I went to sleep last night and I actually thought in my head, and I was like, they could win the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not trying to do a lot. I'm not saying they're going to win. I will say this: there's nothing they can do to piss me off for the rest of the year. I'm not saying obviously if and when they get eliminated, I will be disappointed. Season's been fun. I don't want it to be over. But in today's NFL, in this weird NFL season, where there's no Patrick Mahomes, probably not going to be Lamar Jackson. There's no Joe Burrow. Josh Allen's there, but there's nothing intimidating about the Buffalo Bills. And look in the NFC. Would it really surprise you that if in 6-7 weeks, when I'm heading out to Santa Clara, that the Bears are playing? Nothing would shock me. And I think the team believes now. And that's, we took the first 3 topics. I just kind of meshed them up into one because they kind of all went together. But it goes into the next topic, man, where did y'all see Ben Johnson's virtual? Did they air his press conference today? I don't know if it was just a Zoom link they sent us.
They aired it in Chicago, but I saw the checklist about what the goals are.
Okay, cool. So I was on the Zoom this morning, and basically he said, step 1 is complete. We clinched the playoffs. Step 2 now, win the division. Step 3, get the number 1 seed. Now, that's why it's very important to me because for those of you who don't know, scenario-wise, all the Bears got to do win one more game or the Packers lose one more, and the Bears are NFC North champions, which means they're guaranteed at the worst the 3rd seed and at least one home game in Soldier Field. In order to get the number 2 seed, very gettable. They just got to win the next 2 games and hope Seattle goes at the worst 1-1 in their final 2. Now, Seattle goes to Carolina on the road this week, and then they head to San Francisco next week, which is probably going to be the Sunday Night Football game in Week 18. So that's a chance there. And then you get a week off, which allows Rome to get healthy, allows Kyler to get healthy, allows Luther to get healthy, and then everybody got to come through Chicago. And at that point, we'll see what happens. And this team is good on the road as well. So that's why I like their chances. It's going to be interesting.
I need my fellow short king, Bryce Young, brother. We need that dub.
we need that dub on Sunday.
We need that dub on Sunday, brother.
Because the Bears beat the Niners and the Panthers beat the Seahawks. The Bears are going to beat 18 as number 1 seed. So there's a lot on the and the Niners got to play the Colts tonight, which I think is going to be an interesting game.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, when the dust settles, we'll be the 2 seed. I would love to be the 1 seed, but I think I'm leaning toward 2 just because I just think, they just put up the graphic 89% chance to win the NFC North. Packers are fighting for their playoff life, so they got to really give it they all here. So I think
and they might not have Jordan Love this week. Jordan Love is still in concussion protocol, and Malik Willis has an AC joint. That might be Scoop Huntley versus their 3rd string. Who knows?
Oh yeah, and that Christmas slate is nasty,
bruh. Oh,
it's so bad. It's so bad.
I don't even. But see, look, I just don't care about NBA regular season basketball. I might be a movie nigga on Christmas, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It might be a movie marathon day on Christmas when people over here. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean you got NBA teams going, combined for the 300 points. This shit is terrible now. But
I'll watch Detroit, Minnesota because Detroit life's on the line. But them other 2 games, I ain't watching that.
Yeah,
I ain't watching that.
That 2 seed is gonna be good. Getting the game, we got the blue end zones back, bringing it back, and now we probably, like I said, probably gonna host a playoff game. And I would love the 1 seed just because Scott, my mom said it's a little warmer than usual on Christmas, but like if we can get
it's supposed to be 57 degrees on Christmas.
If we could somehow get a late January, 2 late January playoff games in Chicago, maybe get blessed with some snow. I know I hate to wish that on you, brothers, but in terms of having teams come here, especially having the Rams come to the Midwest and have to play in the snow as opposed to playing in beautiful, comfy SoFi.
Look, they said even though Christmas is supposed to be decent, they still said this is going to be one of the worst winters that we've had.
It's going to be the worst winters we've had in a long time. I've already shoveled 4 times in like a month. It's been decent right now. It was cold as hell against Cleveland. Like against Green Bay, it started off decent. By the time we was doing the post game, bro, it was the Hawk was out, bro. It's all with you. Make them come here. Bang, what's your thoughts on the number one seed before I get to our two division rivals?
I think it's well within reach. The Seattle Seahawks. Look, the Seattle Seahawks barely won that game that they had against the Rams, and we know the Rams. Even though the Rams is to me, the Rams is still probably the best team in the NFC right now. They just got caught up in the game where um, they just lost, but they had coughed one up. So I mean, look, we're going up against teams who have their own shit to go up against. I would not be surprised if the Seahawks lose coming up this weekend, but of course, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears lost coming up this weekend, or even the Rams. Right? And we did what Green Bay goes up against the Ravens, what we talked about. Even if they weren't dealing with what they were dealing with, and Lamar wasn't dealing with what he was dealing with. I think this is a winnable game for the Ravens as well. So the one thing I'll say is that the NFC is still, even though we have the most teams, I think that have clinched a playoff spot in the NFC, it is still up for grabs for a lot of reasons. But of course, we want this to come through Chicago to give not only the players who are injured a rest, Roma Dunze, Kyler Gordon, but people like T.J. Edwards that probably needs another day of rest, a week of rest. Tremaine Edmonds. Did they say anything about CJ? Did we get any word about what's up with CJ?
Nah, they got the day off, so I wouldn't expect nothing about CJ till at least probably after Christmas.
So yeah, well, either way it go, it'd be great to get everybody healthy, get everybody another week. Only thing I will say though, however, is I feel like the Bears are a team that don't need a bye. For some reason, to me, I think the Bears are one of those teams that momentum will change after a bye. Like, look what happened after the bye we had here, right? Um,
Buys are always tricky for any team in the
right.
NFL.
So even though I would love it from a health standpoint, I feel like the Bears are a team that needs to play with momentum. And just because if they get the number 2 seed, I'll go on the limb and say if the Seattle Seahawks is the number 1 seed when we get to the playoffs, still all roads go through the NFC Championship game because I think the Seahawks are a team that'll lose in the first round. I mean, in the second round.
Now here's the only issue I have with the 2 seed, because I had a question that said who makes it, Packers and Lions. I think we all agree the Packers going to get that, and not Detroit. Detroit is a shit team. Like, if they don't, who they play this week? They play Minnesota, in Minnesota, a team that's already beat them at Ford Field, and then they play us. I'm more inclined to think the Packers probably gonna get that spot. But regardless, I've had this debate with Mikey. I've had this debate with my brother. Both of them are on this side. I'm on the other. At the 2 seed, you're gonna play one of these 3 teams: the San Francisco 49ers again, Detroit Lions back-to-back weeks, or the Green Bay Packers for the 3rd time this season. I don't want to see. With division rivals, playing them 3 times is tricky. You might as well slam the super finish alert button right now. And I would prefer to play Detroit again more than I would rather play Green Bay. My brother and Mikey disagree because they think that just matchup wise, we match up better with Green Bay than Detroit. Detroit got a lot of speed. We got slow linebackers, slow secondaries that have a hard time going with JMO and Jahmyr Gibbs. But if there was 2 pills, that's a red pill, a blue pill, give me the pill that says Jared Goff and Dan Campbell's offensive play sheet. What do y'all feel about a potential NFC North rematch? Any hesitance about playing them again? And who would you prefer out of the 2 rivals?
I mean, I would prefer round 3 with the Packers. That's me personally. I think, not just banking on injuries, but with them losing Micah, with that bad blood that we do have and the history, especially what you said we would probably play them in the first round, correct? Like
if they make the playoffs, they'll be the 7th seed, and if we're the 2 seed, then they got to come in.
Okay, so yeah, making them come back to Chicago. I know people talk a lot about the old history, but I think with the way things have been happening for us this season, and we talk about turning the page, new era.
I'm being
What
not to cut
better
you off,
way?
Dante. I'm be real last year too, because last year block field goal kick should have won, and then he actually won in Green Bay.
Yeah,
These been some close
Yeah,
games.
you've had 4 close games with Green Bay. We could have easily been 4-0 in those games, but I think it's the thing where what better way to officially kick off the new era than beat Green Bay in the first round of the playoffs? Like, send them home officially. Like, you've already took the division from them. Now send them home. So no, I think I would want Green Bay, and I agree with everything Mikey said about the matchups. That could turn into a shootout, and they do have some dogs on that defensive line, and I do trust our offensive line to the point where I'm not worried about Caleb getting abused anymore. That don't really cross my mind. His escapability combined with the talent we have, I'm not worried about that. But we do have, as we've seen, slow starts. So we for a while we were averaging that. I think it was like 24, 26 points a game. But now we've seen this build up, and in the playoffs, the last thing you want them to do is get out there and stall. So I think for me, I want to see Green Bay again, bro. I actually, even though I let go of that years ago, but I think now it feels like a rivalry again. The coaches don't like each other, the players don't like each other. You saw Buddy try to take the cheap shot on DJ, and then get hit, get the game winner caught on him. Yeah, DJ was wearing them like a backpack. By the way, like I was shocked there was no flag.
That was also PI. By the way,
yeah, he was literally holding his face, but I mean, it is what it is. We won the game, but no, I want Green Bay round 3.
The famous last words.
I think I'll make that decision at the end of the season. Only reason why is because the last time I saw them against Detroit, we got our ass beat. But if I were to answer it, if I were to answer this now, I am in agreement with Dante. I want to see Bears Green Bay Part 3. I want to see the rubber match. I want to see them. I mean, just from also looking at this just from the standpoint of not only tradition, but for ratings. I think this would be a good opportunity for the Bears to the Bears-Packers rivalry to go in the direction that we want it to go, prove ourselves, and then get them charged up too. I don't think they get as charged up against Detroit or San Francisco, Detroit or San Francisco. I think with Green Bay, it's like, okay, all right, let's put our foot on their necks. Let's go ahead and put the nail in the coffin and stuff. So I would love to see them go up against Green Bay.
Yeah, and the NFL once said the NFL is Roger Dale is happier than anybody that this is becoming a rivalry again. It's a cash cow, and it's a cash cow because we haven't seen it be at this level, bro. Like in every era, it's been domination. In the 80s, the Bears dominated them. In the 90s, up until 2004, Packers dominated. And we had that little 4-year patch where Lovey was there, where the Bears would have the upper hand more times than not. And then Rodgers starts playing again, and that was over with. This never been like this where I feel like it can be tit for tat. Now, we'll throw this caveat out there as Packer fans, and I know you're not going to like this. It's tit for tat now. But if Caleb keeps getting to where we think it's going to be, we might just start kicking their ass. And maybe I'm putting too much dip on my chip, but
look, out for Packers fans my age, for Bears fans my age. This could definitely be that Don Majkowski years in the late 80s to where, hey man, y'all kind of decent. Y'all do got a quarterback that's actually cool, saying Jordan Love cool in that thing, but y'all ain't got this thing we got over here, fam. Y'all ain't got Jim McMahon. Y'all ain't got this defense. Y'all ain't got that. So it'll be competitive sometimes. I can expect to see more splits than it will be get us getting swept. Let me just say that right there.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Let's just see. We wrap this up in like 15 minutes. Just quick prediction. I said on 7 Night at the House. Me and my brother both said it. We both think the Bears are going to get the 1 seed. What do you ultimately believe the Bears will finish seeding wise?
2.
I think they're going to get the 2 seed.
Now, do you think it's because they lose one of these next 2 games, or Seattle doesn't lose?
I think it is. I think looking at Seattle's schedule compared to ours is more likely for us to split these next 2 games than us to win both of them.
Question: if we both go 2-0, Seattle gets the 1 seed, right? Or do we get the 1 seed?
Yeah, I think Seattle got a better conference record than us.
Then yeah, so yeah, I think even if we both went out, I do think they will end up as a 2 seed.